sure it's not greedy.
And good.
So if you're or attempt to force King Kong to use a different kind of jungler,
Ban it, bro.
ban it.
Should have banned it.
Just ban Suyu, because it's gonna be auto pick for the side of Fnatic on it.
That's right. And if you're Aurora, there are very clear-cut bans that are still on the table. Number one, you still want to ban out the Lo Yi. And you're going to have to add the burden of having to ban out the chip on red side as well. Or maybe Aurora goes for something really nuts and leave the chip open.
No, you shouldn't. You cannot against a team that did very well with the chip and has great macro, as Coach Wolf mentioned earlier in the analyst segment. So you cannot give the chip. You cannot give the Loyi as well. And this time, interestingly enough, they take out the Khalid in as the third ban. Edith has already been picked up by Fnatic on Philippines, and this is such a Chad move because they gave the Suyo and the Harith to Aurora.
And you know what? I don't mind it because the Edith's win rate just speaks for itself. No matter where you throw it in FNOP, they're probably going to be able to play it well, whether on the XP, whether on the roam.
Yeah, and this is such a great drafting pattern. First off, by Fnatic on Philippines, because you counter, again, the softest counter, close to hard counter to Suyo is the Alpha. And then at the same time, you ensure that there will be no Phoveus picked up there by Aurora because they have the Alpha. You take away the Edith as well from Aurora, plus Eve on Super Friends, again, undefeated. But Aurora with a good response, picking up the Suyo and the Harith, taking the Harith away from Kelra. They'll be fighting under the real world manipulation, but they have the Rafaela to get away from it.
Man, Aurora standing by the Rafaela here.
The thing is, Fnatic Onyx was actually able to beat out a lineup of Aurora in game number 2 with the Suyo. This is wherein they placed out the Kelra Beatrix and the Brusco Franco. So if you're if you're Aurora, you have to watch out really for what are the potential picks that can come from Brusco. Because right now I'm expecting Edith will go in the hands of Kirk.
Yeah, for sure that is an EXP lane Edith. In terms of the roam, again, they can go pick off into this one. However, they really want to play it safe. I think they are going to be considering Cho. Fantastic ban here, by the way, by Aurora to take away the Beatrix. If they still give that Beatrix, that would have been GG championship for Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah, Vexana is the one that they're actually going to stop on the mid. So that's a very curious ban. Which is
good ban for the Vexana. Really messes up the team fighting that you want to do if you have an Eve with you.
Yeah. So right now the Valentine still open? Yeah, for Yue. I think they're just gonna resort to a Yue Valentina once again for the side of Aurora. Although the Faramis is still open that Yue can use.
Yeah, difficult right now. Looks like the lineup of Aurora. If they want to maximize control and pokes, they might actually even consider picking up the Aurora. But right now the mindset of Aurora might actually just be, we need a real world manipulation too.
And the real world manipulation actually messed up so much of the team fighting for Aurora earlier, even though they had a real world of their own. Yeah, it feels like they just were on the downside.
Yeah, but the problem was with Yue, whenever he was casting the real world manipulation the previous game, he was always out of position because of the dives coming in from Fnatic Onyx. There was the Gatot Gacha, but in this case, Gatot Gacha was actually banned by Fnatic Onyx, so there's no Gatot.
Yeah, we have to remember Kirk has 14 victories with the Edith. If I'm not mistaken, that's only 16 or 17 games in total. So that's 3 to 4 losses, or 2 to 4 losses alone with that Edith. That is the signature of Kirk this season.
Edith is, again, also in the hands of Mr. Consistent Legend Zero here. There's just no other way around it. The Edith win rate is off the charts right now.
Tigreal Cho still open here for Brusco.
You know, if Aurora has it, just pick up a XP lane Barats if you can. Because they have the Aurora gone. Yeah, if Edward has it with him.
You have to process that a little bit. In the mid lane though.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys expected this. Cecilion!
This evens it out a little bit because it corrects the problem that Aurora has. They lacked a little bit of that long range, and the Aurora would have been lacking in terms of the damage. This has more damage, less control, but the control will still be there. Paired up with a Rafaela, good repositioning, and I think they're going to be packing a Purify with it. But this means this really needs to be a tank later for Edward.
Who's that big tanky boy you're thinking about though?
Again, Barrett.
Big tanky boy. Or XP.
Or maybe even a Bene tank. That could actually go for the backline, especially for the Eve.
Well, we'll see. It feels like a very
Here comes the
sharp
Cho.
sword, but the defense is not that high. And here's the picks. Cho and Clint for
Yeah.
FNOP.
Really great drafting choices right now by Fnatic on a PH. Taking the strong -1.
What's left? Thursday is banned, right?
There's a Phoveus, but
Yes, Terizzo's banned out.
yeah.
Phoveus might actually suffer here.
Looking at the dashes, they have the Cho, the Clint, Phoveus against the Alpha, difficult. Might just be Barrett's. Might just be Bennett. Grok XP, no.
Edward's laughing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's locking.
Oh!
He's locking an old pick. There you go. There's the glue.
It checks all the boxes you were mentioning, Renmar. Someone tanky, someone who can disrupt the formation.
Yeah.
Then glue!
Not bad, you know what? Not bad. But you know that formation right now where Clint is hiding behind Eve in that wall? That's exactly what it's going to be like later. And the question is, can the glue actually get there? And let me remind you, those glulets get melted fast by all of the pokes of the Edith, Alpha, and Eve.
No joke about it. I mean, it's nice to maybe smile about it, but everyone has been in that situation where a glue goes in and he can't get out
Yeah.
because he's getting melted.
Yeah, maybe that's where the Rafaela comes in for Renji.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Does it heal glulets? We'll find out later. Throw it over to this very exciting and possible conclusion for this grand finals.
The lights are flickering faint. Can Aurora hold strong for the Thunder Gun draft, pushing for one more game?
To Mobile Legends!
This is game 5 in the grand finals. Leo and Naisu bringing you the action. I did not expect to see Sicilian tonight.
I did not either, you know, and I know we had a glimpse at it, and I don't know, man. This is sticking in my head. Are they actually called glulets?
Glulings,
Oh, glulets. So,
I
hey,
think.
today I learned, right? Whatever they're called, little glues. That's something that can be said. I didn't expect to see UA on the Sicilian either, but maybe there's a master plan here for Aurora to go ahead and utilize the tools they have. We're talking about sustainability, maneuverability, and also they can build up here.
Uh-oh.
All right, I had to double check.
We're fine. Action continues. Brusco on his signature Cho, aka Bruce Lee, the Bruiser, coming in looking for kicks, baiting out responses. I think that's what he wants to do. Our panel mentioned the possibility of the glulets from Edward just melting down on his attempt to penetrate through the lineup.
Yeah.
There is some truth to that, but I've seen worse. There are worse lineups to try and break through. Talk about lineups with the Faramis. Talk about lineups with a Valentina.
That's true.
Right? This is, an Eve still has to choose where she puts her spells.
Yeah, you got to do that. This is also the first time that we haven't seen a Valentina at least come through, so there's that dynamic change as well. Part of this also is the fact that, I don't know if Clint has done very well, like overall, throughout the playoffs alone, but Kelra confident enough to pick it up. We heard the bands break down too from the panel, so maybe this was just the option
The gold standard is 100%.
on the Clint.
He was the first one we doubted, and the first one to prove us wrong.
Man,
So
yeehaw.
here, this is yeehaw.
Yeehaw, Kelra.
Howdy. This is indeed the right pickup, especially since you want a mid-game scaling marksman that can definitely threaten you as Sicilian, which makes sense because the story of the series is Aurora in control constantly, and then they lose it in the late game. But they're going to do it now.
They're going to fight through it. Spirit of Alpha already dropped down. Edward getting melted down, the glulets and all. And there's Bruce Klee coming in and gets Demon Kite. Gets the turtle as well. Man, they just got everything.
All right, well, to get to a good late game and gain control of that, you got to survive the early. And not with a lineup like this, not with how aggressive Fnatic Onyx are. Look at this, the purple just disappears.
It's gone.
That's highway robbery.
That is at that point. And, it's the pacing that's being set here early on from FNOP. I'm wondering, how long do you need if you have this lineup from Aurora to be able to catch up if you fall behind, right? Because we're talking about a lineup that does need time to build up, especially with the Sicilian.
You mean right
in
now?
that mid lane. Yeah, like right now. They're trying to catch up.
What's the harsh reality right now? I'd say third turtle. If by third turtle you don't find a way to recover, then you gotta have a plan B. You gotta have a plan Z. Because look at this King Kong coming in.
Spirit of Alpha again. Renegade just getting melted himself. And there it is. Purify going to be used. Doming will live. He might look for a counterplay, but man, this is looking already dire. Almost at the 4-minute mark, that whole gold plating already taken care of by Kelra.
The Sheriff's got good time. A full minute, 10 seconds before the shield goes away, he demolishes it. And now, BABAK's not in a good way either.
You can't, man. No wonder the Alpha is just such a top pick right now. It's so hard to deal with the fact that you can just get thrown in the air and then obviously the true damage this early on, it hurts. How do you play against it?
They're making good time. Kirk just picked up the Thunder Belt about 20 seconds, 15 seconds ago. King Kong got his War Axe. And now he's going to steal away the purple. Oh, the beast is eating good. And suddenly the map has shrunk. I don't think I've seen a map this small in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is, you know, when we've seen this before, it was when FNOP did get some of the fastest games, or the fastest game in the league so far, right? That was, what, 9:34, I think it was. They played like this. Now, ARORA can slow them down. I'm not saying it's going to be a game that fast again, but with the way things are going and the fact that this lineup needs that time to build up, they're falling so behind so quickly. It's a little concerning here, Leo.
It feels like they're fighting gravity.
Look at
It's
Briscoe.
like they're going down 9.8 m per second squared. That's the actual speed of gravity. And Fnatic are just pushing them down. Look, we haven't even seen a single real manipulation. And it feels like these fights are non-starters.
Yeah, it kind of is. It makes me wonder, like, for Demonkind in his situation, when you have this Suyo, and we know it's Suyo as a hero, it's picked up all the time, it does so well, but when you fall behind like this against an Alpha, that's usually the pickup. You know, you're going to have to rely on your team to help you out, to go ahead and get the buffs that you need, or even the space to work with. But there's just so much pressure coming out from FNOP and the lineup that they have. I mean, Brusco is literally just standing in front of multiple members from ARORA.
I've counted 4. The most he's strong up is 4. Like, come on, get me. And there's no real catch to this Cho. I mean, what are you going to do? Try to hit him with a Sanguine Claws?
Yep.
Try to ride on him with the grab? You're not going to spend your ult as the Rafaela. Renegade can't afford to do that. So, with that said, ARORA have to just really sit back, relax, and some way somehow hope that Fnatic Onyx don't pick up the pace. But that's asking a predator to not eat its prey.
Yeah, pretty much. You're asking a lot here at this point. And you're seeing it right here, right now. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, 5,000 gold ahead. Continuing to put pressure here on the mid lane, trying to get that tier 1 down. Look at the amount of damage already coming out from UA. He will survive, though. Still purple up, trying to secure it in. Turret finally going down. Kirk joining the fight, flickers in, going for Edward. And Kelra will clean up the kill. Kirk does get traded, though, 1-for-1 for the tier 2. Going to be worked on here, and FNOP looking to take a tier 2 turret this early on in the game, as now the third turtle spawns up. Good push from Doming, though.
Wow.
Oh, they're going for the Holy Shield as well. They get that.
That's a massive resource that you need at what seemingly is 7-8 minutes into game 5. They can't just leave mid lane now.
You can't.
Not just is that a main artery for the map, it's also a weak spot for ARORA.
Big weak spot. Look, they also barely hold on to the tier 2 on the top lane as well. So, talking about the amount of macro value that FNOP has gotten themselves up to this point, it's insane. It's so hard to deal against if you're ARORA here.
And I'm guessing that ARORA understand now. They're playing hide and seek. You can't play tag with a lineup like Fnatic Onyx. The best thing you can do is to farm up where they're not there. So they see that, oh, there's a big presence up top. Let's take his turtle. I wonder if they know if King Kong's in this bush. Oh, here he is.
Spot him out.
Grab him.
He might just go for it anyway. Demonkind will get the turtle. Brusco now joining the fight alongside Kelra and Super Prince. They set up the death box, and Kelra fires on off. King Kong waiting for the rest of the team, and Edward is a sacrifice. ARORA will get the turtle, but they lose 2 bodies.
Too much to ask. To get away with the turtle, to get away with a couple of kills, And I think Aurora just rolled themselves back. That was less progress than what they could have gotten if they just
Oh, you
hunkered
gotta be
down.
joking.
Oh, wow.
Look at Brusco.
He's making this toe look like a Uranus.
Yep. It's the new version of it. They try to hold down the mid turret the best they can. Full force still up here. They want to force the fight. Spirit of Alpha on the defense. Even the split committed, and that's going to be nearly everything thrown just to defend.
Not just, they also committed the flicker. Mr. Consistent came in with the hopes of grabbing someone, anyone, to throw into the base to hopefully get a shutdown, kill, and maybe get some bounty to help them get to that mid-game power spike. But it's not just happening.
Yeah, Brusco jumping in the base, just trying to base something out. They're still working on this base turret. At this point, they still won't get it. Aurora will hold on. And so really, it's just Fnatic Onyx looking for, if they can press the limit, the line so far, to get a turret before a Lord.
It looks like they could. 10 minutes in, 7,500 gold. Aurora are holding on for dear life. It will be a miracle if they're able to secure this orange, and they're buying time for Doming. That's all they're hoping for. All right, they're able to push out Fnatic Onyx. They're able to push out the Beast out of stealing one more buff. Fnatic Onyx is setting up for the Lord.
The concerning thing to waiting for Domeng, and even UA to an extent, is once they get there, is let's say once the stacks are there for UA and the Sicilian, you already got enough magic resistance here. There's the force again from Kirk, gonna flip him over the head. Edward in trouble. They want to fight it back. RWM drop down too. Edward trying to run away, but Brusco will find him again. Super Prince does go down. Kirk popping the Primal Wrath. And right now, FNOP going to be held at bay, but King Kong will get the Lord, securing the objective.
1 for 1. Edward did what he could. Edward tried to find more than what they got, but so far it's just Prince. And Prince was more than willing to be a sacrifice. Looking at the item game here, oh man, it's about 2,000 between Kelra and Doming. And Doming has to consider, do I build physical defense? Fnatic Onyx just hurt too much. I don't think he has it in his pocket. I don't think there's enough economy in this game for Aurora to give Doming a defensive item. He needs more they need more damage.
They need a whole lot more damage at this point. And Roar's going to have to buckle in for this one, because this could be a victory. March in with this Lord. A mid-turn goes down. There's a flicker from Bruce. Go again. Gets the kickoff. Edward going to be in trouble. Flickers out of the defensive. They go in with the claws, and Kirk going to be in trouble. Real world manipulation going to be dropped down, but they clear out the Lord. They're able to defend. Aurora stays together and stays in the game.
The light still shining. Faint as it may be. A good old Boy Scout effort defense. They lose their mid lane inhibitor. Up next, down bottom. A few shots coming in from Kelra. And they clear the minions. Aurora still in this.
So is this what they need? Is this what they have to do? I mean, clear-wise, it looks like they can at least keep some of the clearing going. Even, let's say, the next Lord. What if it's forced from FNOP to just fight it out?
That's the problem. Counting their blessings, they have great wave clear. Amazing. Almost top of class. But if FNOP says it's go time and they fight, they best hope that they have more purifies than they have. 3 ain't enough, especially since Renegade is still on cooldown. I'm not so sure if they have 30 seconds to waste.
They might just lose all base turrets here. They still hold on to the top one for now. But FNOP, I think they're happy with the amount of damage they did off that first Lord push. Might look for more. Kirk holding on, has a flicker. They want to take this last base turret in. Kirk's going to have to fight it out. Brusco goes in with the kick. They're going to go in. Edward gets the grab, split. Kirk does fall down. Still breaking out of the fight. Renegade goes down in the King Kong up in the front, taking a couple shots. Conceal's going to keep him alive. With a 1-for-1 trade, Kirk for Renegade, and Aurora stays in the game.
A close call. If some way, somehow, US shut down King Kong, would have been a lot of gold swing over to Aurora. They're able to kick out Fnatic Onyx Philippines, keep this gold lead to a manageable 6,000, 7,000. I'm hoping that it claps back. Only if they got to kill King Kong, but right now it's going to maintain An 8K gold lead, and still that's a massive amount of firepower you're missing out on. It's a miracle that Yue hasn't died. That's a testament to this young man's technical know-how and usage of space. And let's see, they're out of their base.
They might want to go ahead and fight this out.
I don't know if this is the right thing to do. They're contesting.
Yeah, they are contesting right now. Even down 8,000 gold. Is this really what Roro wants to do?
This is defiance.
Can they get an advantage here?
They're not taking this lying down. Lord here, approaching half health. Massive river bush control by Fnatic Onyx. Demon Knight taking the wide rush. Oh no!
Brusco jumping in again. Way of the Dragon right on target, right on the mark. Edward split, and Super Prince is going to be chased down. Domeng trying to find Kelra. Won't be able to get it as Kurt goes down, and they're turning the tides here. But King Kong will get taken out as a double. They got the Lord, but Roro won the fight.
Fnatic Onyx committed too much to taking the Lord. Aurora hit a power spike. Aurora laid everything down on the line. And they took 3 out on the way.
Oh, they want to take
alive.
the chance.
They're on the map. All 5 members pushing in.
It's Brusco and Kelra. Can they stay in the game after this turnaround? Kelra takes the claw